Hello and welcome to my first knitting podcast. So my name is Beth. I'm a recent fashion design graduate in the UK, and as with most knitting podcasts, this is gonna follow the similar sort of structure, FOs, whips and then acquisitions for the month of August. Also got some yarn to talk about sent to me from some brands, so let's just get started. In August, the first thing that I finished was this jumper that I designed for Hobby for their Japandi collection. So this is knit up in the Friends Extra Fine Merino and the Friends mohair as well. So as you can see, it's just this all over cable design with these little eyelet holes, and then it's got a seed stitch down the middle with this green sort of accent trim around the neck and the cuffs and the hem. So this pattern will actually be coming out at some point on Hobby's website, I think around November time, but I mean this was super lovely to knit up. This yarn is really nice. This is knit with 2 strands of the merino and 1 strand of the mohair. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It did grow a lot with blocking is all I will say, so if you're going to use this yarn, just bear in mind it's going to get way bigger. There is also another project with this coming later, but yeah, super nice. Got this big drop shoulder construction, and yeah, I can't wait to actually weave in the end and wear this. And then on my holiday in August, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen this there anyway, and I'll try and insert a picture on the screen because it's kind of a bit hard to show. There's this crocheted cotton skirt. So just using this stitch that honestly I found on Pinterest, just using a crochet hook that was quite a bit bigger than the yarn suggested, but this is knitting the yarns from Yarn Colours on Lovecraft, so I'll see if I can find a link for it. But yeah, super nice. Got this little kind of like peplumed edge at the bottom, and yeah, this was really nice to like wear on holiday as a bikini cover up. And then in the same yarn but in a different colour, which again is on my Instagram, this crocheted cardigan, a bit scrunched up at the minute to be honest, but just kind of in this mesh sort of stitch. This cotton's super nice as well in things like the summer, because I mean not only is it cotton, but I found that it's quite like hard wearing against the water. Obviously like having this on over bikinis and stuff was kind of perfect. And then I also blocked literally this week, which I have been knitting on since January, is this raglan jumper using the Drops alpaca and the Drops Kid Silk mohair. I'm pretty sure the alpaca is in the Sea Fog, and I can't remember exactly what colour the mohair's in, but it'll be whatever the closest thing was. Again, this pattern was self-made. It's just got some German short row shaping in the back neck, and the sleeves are pretty much straight. There's no shaping, so it means it's got these really nice oversized cuff sections, not too tight. And yeah, again, can't wait for it to actually get colder here so I can actually wear these things. But they're sort of the finished projects for August. Now onto some whips. So if you've watched my recent vlog, this is kind of what I've been working on, but this is another Hobby campaign. This is for their cozy campaign, which hasn't actually gone live yet, but this is where I'm at with all of the different granny squares I'm going to be putting together. So basically this just was like a really bright campaign, really fun. This is going to be a blanket, but I think if I have some excess yarn left over at the end, I'm going to try and make some pillowcases so that they kind of like match the blanket, just 2 little ones. Like I said, it depends really how much yarn I had left over, but same as the jumper, this is in the Friends Extra Fine Merino, but this isn't holding a mohair, but this is holding it double again, just because I like for a blanket I feel like you want it to be a little bit thicker. Like this is super heavy, this is going to be super warm, but yeah, I really like this yarn. And Obviously I haven't blocked these yet, but they might also get a little bit bigger. I've also been using a new sewing technique for these, with like a mattress stitch in between, so you can't really see the stitching on either side. I mean, obviously I haven't weaved in my ends, but yeah, that's super nice as well. And then it's basically have like this white border around everything, and then around the whole blanket as well. And then something else I've been knitting on, this is, I mean, these are all like self patterns, so I'm just not even going to say that anymore. But this raglan jumper, this is using the Drops Muscat cotton, in the white colour, and then it's just got like the red, the yellow, the green and the blue. So this is just using pearl bump rows for the colour. And yeah, again, really liking how this is turning out. I haven't put German short rows or any shaping in the back neck of this, honestly, because I forgot, and now it is too far down to be changing it. But I'm definitely going to run out of this yarn, so I for sure need to order some more. But I'm going to see how far I can get with what I've got. It's only the white I'm going to run out of anyway, and then can just kind of see how much more I need to order. But yeah, this has kind of been put on the back burner at the minute because I have other things I need to be working on. And then another whip, which I had hoped would have been done for my holiday, as again, like kind of like a bikini cover up sort of thing. This is crocheted in the, I'm gonna butcher this name, the Deramores Studio cotton, from Lovecrafts. This was when Lovecrafts had their massive sale like 2 months ago, and literally everything was like 70% off or whatever it was. I ended up just getting a couple balls of this red and just drafting this crochet, again, raglan pattern with this kind of open stitch. And I do really like how it's looking, but it's so oversized, and I'm considering frogging this and then basically crocheting it so that it's way tighter, because I mean, I think this is nice oversized, but I just think it would look better maybe a bit tighter on the skin. But I mean, the yarn's pretty nice. Obviously there's a bit of a theme with the cotton with the summer, but yeah, kind of just, I'm not sure that I'll wear this as it is, and I want to get the most use out of the yarn as possible. And then, so this next one, I started this on Christmas. This is using the Drops Flora. I think this is in like, it's like a dark grey or like the charcoal grey. And this was actually the first Drops thing that I ever had. I got this just before I got the alpaca, and I started knitting on this. And I do like the design, but, well, I'll just show you. So again, it's a raglan. I don't know why, I feel like they're just so nice to make when you don't know how much yarn you've got, because you can just keep going until you run out. So again, it's got these cables. It's almost similar to the hobby one that I did, but as a raglan, but you just can't see it because the yarn's so dark. And not only that, but if I hold this up, it's super holey. So I'm using one strand of the Flora, and then I also got given a lot of yarn for free from my university because no one else really did knitwear. So my course basically taught us how to sew and how to pattern cut, but I just kind of do knitwear, like I just always have liked it. So they ended up giving me a couple of things that were just sat in the department, and it's like this really tiny, I don't even know if you could call this boucle, to be honest, because it is literally about like the size of a mohair, but it's got all these little kind of loops, and I do really like the combination. But I think what I want to do is I want to frog this and then make a zip up, like a whole sort of full length zip up with like a high neck, and hold the Drops Flora double with one strand of this so that it's not so gappy. I feel like for something this dark, it just notices so much, and it's bothered me enough that I've not touched this since like December. So probably should frog it, just to save the yarn. I mean, this as well has taken hours to get to this length, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it anymore. I was writing the pattern, and to be honest, I've kind of lost where I am, like, and you you for sure like cannot really count these rows because it almost looks like felted when it's kind of, well, kind of looks wholly there, but when you see it in person, this yarn kind of looks felted. I think where this strand is so fuzzy, it just hides all the details, so there really is no point in me doing something super detailed and super complex in a yarn that like you literally can't even see any of it. So yeah, the plan for this is the zip up. I have already bought the zip. I was going to do this as a raglan as well, like obviously it wouldn't be like a full circular because I'd kind of have to knit it as a cardigan, right, with like an opening in the middle, but I feel like I do everything as a raglan when I knit, so maybe we'll try something else. But yeah, I also this month have been sent yarn for another hobby campaign. I have literally been signing up for these like left, right and centre. So this is for their Bloom campaign, which again is not coming out for a couple of months. But this is the yarn that I chose. So it's going to be coming out, I think, like sort of next springtime. So again, I went for a cotton. But yeah, this is the Friends cotton 8/4, and then this is the print one basically. I did originally want this in a different colour, but they were completely out of stock of it, and there was like a time limit to order. But I actually really love this. It's like this little pink, yellow, white, orange, just really nice kind of like summery colours. This is all meant to be based on like florals and stuff. So yeah, going to use this and then use the blue as an accent colour. The blue did originally match one of the colours in the original yarn I wanted, but I do actually quite like the contrast. Yeah, super summery, super nice. Thinking of maybe making like a two-piece set, like a top and skirt, or even like a dress or something. So yeah, I'm making the pattern for this at the minute. And then lastly, for acquisitions, I think We Are Knitters were actually kind enough to also send me some yarn this month. So I chose out the petite wool, and this is in the colour Colorado, I believe. So it's like this nice chunky cream, and then it's got these bits of orange and this kind of like greyish blue. And I had a look on Ravelry, and this actually looks like it knits up super nice. And last year at uni we had to do this group project, and a girl in my group had basically given us some yarn she'd had kicking about. One of her friends had given it to her. I was the only person that could knit, so I knit up a few swatches for the group to put on our like sketchbook and, you know, boards and stuff. And I thought like, oh, I just love the colours, and I didn't know where it was from. It had no label on it. It was just like a random end of a ball, and I'm pretty sure it was this one, which when I saw on the We Are Knitters website, I was like, oh, I've got to go for that. So I have kind of already seen how this knits up, although that was in the wave wool, so the version of this that kind of gets like thinner and thicker. But I just thought for like a whole jumper, for something this warm, I wanted it to be a bit more uniform, so I just went for the petite wool instead of the wave one. But yeah, really excited to use this. Thinking of maybe doing like a big kind of like fold down turtleneck, like really chunky oversized jumper, like for really, really cold weather, because I mean, this feels like it's going to be super warm. It's obviously 100% wool. But yeah, can't wait to get started with this. I've actually never used anything from We Are Knitters before either, apart from that one swatch, so I'd be interested to see kind of how this knits up. But yeah, all of the hobby yarn was sent to me from them for free, and so was this, so I just want to put that out there. Although with the hobby stuff, I wouldn't have gone back a second time for the extra fine merino if I hadn't liked it the first time. So I do actually think it's really nice yarn, and Hobby have a great selection of colours. All of their friends like selection of yarns, they just always look amazing. So I'm not sure if I said actually, this one, the merino is actually white, and then I used a pink mohair, which is why it's kind of like this tinted light pink. It's not actually a pink yarn. And then the green is the olive green, and it's the same one that's in this. So I actually had a little bit of yarn left over, so that is going in the blanket as well. Yeah, I think that is everything really. In terms of books I've read recently on holiday, I read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Can't remember the author, but you've probably seen it everywhere. It is absolutely huge right now, and yeah, loved that. And then at the minute I'm reading Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett, and again really enjoying it, but just haven't read that much, to be honest. I had to move house this month and obviously working all these whips, and also I take commissions, and I have some commissions that I haven't been able to share because I signed an NDA. So there was yarn, and there's been, you know, knitting and crocheting for that side of things that I can't actually show, but these are all kind of personal projects or yarn company projects. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, hoping to get more kind of videos out soon. Hopefully I'll have already had a few knitting vlogs up by the time that this video goes up, and I'm kind of losing the light now, to be honest, so I'm gonna go. But you can also find me on Instagram at fashionedbybeth, same name, and also Etsy, fashionedbybeth UK. I have a few crochet patterns up on there, and yeah, like I said, a lot of these knit and crochet patterns are also going to be coming out in the next couple of months, so keep your eyes open for that, and thank you so much for watching.